This is the St Winifred pilgrimage route. So St Winifred was a 7th century Welsh noblewoman. Today we are setting off on day 4, so we are in Llangollen. We've walked so far from Holywell to here over the last 3 days, and this is day 4, and today we will end up in Western Ryn, so we will be in the Shrewsbury Episcopal area in the Diocese of Lichfield. We're having a great time meeting with people in the various churches and the schools along the route and sharing the story of St Winifred and sharing hospitality and our faith journey together. The story is that a gentleman wanted to marry her and she didn't want to marry him because she felt that her calling was to follow Christ. He subsequently chopped her head off because she wasn't interested in marrying him, but her uncle picked her head up, put it back on, and she lived. And that story is the basis of the establishment of the shrine at Holywell, which is where we started our pilgrimage, and we're pilgrimaging to Shrewsbury, which is where we have some of the bones of St Winifred in the Abbey. Learning from the lives of the saints, I think, is always important for Christians, because we're not asking you to have your head chopped off, but what we are saying is that actually, being committed to following Christ is something that we're called to.
I enjoy walking, and I retired 6 months ago, and I've been thinking I'd like to spend some more time in rural churches. I then heard about this pilgrimage, and I thought maybe God is saying something to me. I didn't expect to be doing this, but it just seemed a really good idea, and I'm really glad to be here.
So far, this is stage 4 of 10, and we've walked about 41 miles of the total of. The official route says 70, but when you actually map it, it's 83. So we're roughly halfway as we enter Lichfield Diocese today in Western Ryn, and we entered Lichfield Diocese at the bottom of the hill about a mile and a half away. And it's an old trading route and an old pilgrimage route, and there's still routes, so it's part of the Shropshire Way. And we climbed up, we went past the Quinta, which is the wonderful Christian conference centre, and then we come into this thriving church in Western Ryn, and we've been met by so many wonderful people along the way, not just in this diocese but in St Asaph Diocese.
At the moment, it's helping me keep fitter, which may not be a very spiritual answer. I think the hospitality, the welcome we've had at the various places we've stopped, and I think just a great sense of peace. I won't say there's joy yet, but let's see if the rain holds off.
Walking conditions until today have been dry, sunny and beautiful. Our diocesan bishop does have a bit of a legend of walking in conditions that aren't the most pleasant. If it rains today and if it rains on Monday, then...
What can we say?
We can say that is a coincidence. Or several coincidences.
To be fair, my mum says it's a jolly. When I say I'm going walking with the bishop, and she says, you're on a jolly, but this is... The church is about getting out there, showing people this, speaking to people, meeting people on the way, receiving and giving hospitality. If that's a jolly, then being the church is a jolly, and sometimes we make it too hard, we make it overcomplicated. Actually, being with people, walking with people, sharing vulnerabilities, sharing gifts, sharing life stories is what the church is all about. So if that's a jolly, then perhaps being church is a jolly.